There are new developments in the investigation into who supplied the ketamine that led to actor Mathew Perry's death.
Do you think Mathew Perry's death was normal? Then you'd be shocked to hear that the investigation is ongoing and multiple people are being charged over the death of this beloved Friends actor. The drama surrounding Mathew Perry's tragic death just got even more suspicious. It was truly the most shocking news of 2023 to hear that Mathew Perry, our favorite Friends actor, had died. Those who loved Mathew Perry on Friends remember him as the sarcastic but sweet Chandler Bing. He was a 5-time Emmy nominee and truly made the show unforgettable. His memoir, Friends, Lovers, and The Big Terrible Thing, published in 2022, gave fans a raw look at his life, career highs, and struggles with addiction. Perry didn't just shine on Friends. Perry also starred in movies like 17 Again, Fools Rush In, and The Whole 9 Yards. He also had roles on TV shows like Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, The Odd Couple, and Mr. Sunshine. His career was full of memorable moments and performances that fans will never forget. Here's a flashback to last October when the world was shocked by Perry's sudden death. Mathew was found dead at 54 years old in his jacuzzi at his fancy Pacific Palisades home. He was found unresponsive at his home on October 28, 2023. Initially, it looked like he had drowned, but the autopsy report revealed later in December that he died from acute effects of ketamine. Perry's autopsy showed trace amounts of ketamine in his stomach, which was a shocker. The exact method of intake is still unknown, but other prescription medications and loose pills were found at his home. It just so happens that Perry had been receiving ketamine infusion therapy for depression and anxiety, according to the autopsy. But here's the catch, guys. His last treatment was over a week before he died, so the ketamine in his system couldn't be from that. So what is ketamine and how deadly is it? Ketamine is a strong anesthetic used in hospitals for pain relief and sometimes to treat depression. But it is also a popular party drug. It is known as a dissociative anesthetic with hallucinogenic effects and is popular as a club drug at raves and EDM concerts. Ketamine becomes dangerous when taken in high, unpredictable doses outside of medical settings. It can slow down breathing, which is fatal, especially if mixed with alcohol and opioids. It also causes high blood pressure and heart rate, posing a risk for people with heart issues. This drug makes you feel detached from reality, increasing the chances of accidents, especially if you swim or drive. Long term, it can lead to mental health issues like anxiety, depression, and cognitive issues. According to Perry's autopsy, he had nearly 3 times the normal amount of ketamine in his bloodstream, a whopping 3.54 micrograms per milliliter. Dr. Philip Wolfson, a ketamine expert, said Perry must have taken a large dose, which was risky, especially before getting into a pool. A report also noted that Perry's death was due to a mix of factors, including drowning, heart disease, and the effects of another drug called buprenorphine, which is used to treat opioid addiction. There was a mix of 2 deadly drugs happening in his system. Just last month, the police announced that they were starting a criminal investigation to figure out how Perry got so much ketamine. The LAPD, DEA, and US postal inspectors are all on the case, trying to track down who gave Perry the drugs. So, was there any foul play surrounding his death? The official cause of death was listed as accidental. This report said that Perry likely drowned after losing consciousness. His heart condition was worsened by the ketamine, and the buprenorphine added to the respiratory issues. Then, in December, the autopsy report came out, revealing that Perry's death was caused by acute effects of ketamine. But that's not all. The report also mentioned drowning, coronary artery disease, and the effects of buprenorphine, a medication used to treat opioid addiction, as contributing factors. This is where it became a complex situation. Interestingly, Perry had been receiving ketamine infusion therapy around the time of his death. This therapy is usually used for depression and anxiety. However, because ketamine has a short half-life, the traces found in his system couldn't have been from his last treatment session. So where did it all come from? That's the million-dollar question. Currently, the police have some fresh insights into Perry's untimely death. They haven't shared any new info yet, but they're definitely on the case. And as for the DEA, well, they haven't gotten back to anyone's requests for comments either. Looks like everyone's playing it close to the chest. Now, if the feds decide not to file the charges, the case might go back to the state prosecutors. Let's not forget that Mathew Perry was always open about his struggles with addiction. In his 2022 memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, he revealed he received ketamine infusions in a Swiss rehab clinic during the pandemic. He described the drug as a giant exhale and said it made him feel like he was dying, yet he kept going back for more. Apparently, his last ketamine treatment was just a week and a half before his death. It's so heartbreaking, especially since he seemed to be trying so hard to cope with his issues. Now it seems that there is one person being named after all as the reason for his death. And it just so happens to be Brooke Mueller, Charlie Sheen's ex-wife. Shocking, right? According to sources, Mueller has been questioned multiple times by the LAPD about Perry's death. Sources say that authorities tried to contact Mueller at the sober living house where she's staying, but she wasn't home when they arrived with a search warrant last month. What a dramatic twist. Mueller was apparently out exercising when the cops came knocking, but don't worry, she's been completely cooperative since then. Rumors state that Brooke was lawyered up and has had several meetings with law enforcement. She's keeping quiet about her involvement, but insists she had nothing to do with Perry's death. Brooke's reps did not respond to any of the reports, which just adds to the mystery. Meanwhile, authorities have seized an iPhone and a laptop from her. It turns out Mueller and Perry met in rehab and formed an unexpected friendship. Who knew? Mueller was married to Charlie Sheen for 3 years before they divorced in 2011. They shared twin boys, and Sheen recently got full custody if Mueller fails a drug or alcohol test. The twins primarily live with Sheen now, but the exes do share joint custody. How are his loved ones reacting to this? Mathew Perry's co-stars Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, David Schwimmer, and Matt LeBlanc all paid their respects at his funeral in November. His family, including his dad, mom, stepfather, and sisters, were all there to say goodbye. Last month, Courtney Cox revealed that she still feels Perry's presence. She believes he visits and guides her. Cox, 60 years old, said Perry was one of the funniest and kindest people, despite his struggles, and she feels grateful to have worked with him for so long. After his passing, his loved ones started the Mathew Perry Foundation to help others battling addiction. The foundation aims to continue Perry's mission of making a difference in people's lives. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe for more. Until next time.